Give us $60. Wait, why? Give us $60 and take this game. But I have this game already on my library. I said give us $60. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, not that one. I've done this joke already a million times. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is often described as the black sheep in the series, and for a good lot of reasons. But first, let's talk about the campaign, and let's see why Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 failed to live up to the expectations after Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Let's start with the story. It takes place directly after Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which you should watch my videos, by the way. I have done Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 videos. Please be my guest. After Soap McTavish has been knifed in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, so Nikolai does fly them, and then you are going to get Soap McTavish medic, but things doesn't go as planned and you get attacked. As well as on the American side, on Delta team, you have Frost and Sandman. You have to defend the US against the furious invasion of America by the Russian army, and that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna spoil anything. So how does this story holds up now? Well, on paper, the story should be great because this is the finale of the series and the story is pretty good. Like, I think it's demolished every newer Call of Duty that came after it, except maybe Black Ops 2, Infinite Warfare, Cold War. Yeah, I think these are the exceptions. But other than that, I think the story is pretty cool. The characters, you have Sandman. Sandman is like the uncle you always want. No, not that type, because he really take a good care of you and he will sacrifice himself for the team a lot of times, and he's a pretty solid character.
3, 2, 1, turn. Overlord, missiles armed and launching.
Roger, SEAL team is in position for exfil.
And you have Price, that old dirty bastard. But I like you. What else to say about Price? He's an amazing character and he's a very special individual, and he has been at this point in 5 Call of Duty games. So yeah, Captain Price is very good, and in this one it's his best performance yet.
Beyond the jagged edges of war, there were still Russians who rejected Makarov's lunacy. Men willing to stand against the tide.
And you have Soap. All you need to know about Soap is that he is injured, so I'm not gonna spoil anything else. He is injured still in this one. And you have all the other geeks like Nikolai, and you have a brand new protagonist, which is Frost. He's with Delta team and they are trying to fight World War III against Russia after Modern Warfare 2 events. And Frost is a pretty like non-existent character, and he doesn't talk, he doesn't show emotions, he's just non-existent. And you have, which is one of my favorite protagonists in the series yet. I think he's the second best after Mason from Black Ops 1, and he is goddamn Yuri.
Who's your best man?
Yuri, ex-Spetsnaz. Only man I know who hates Makarov more than you.
Yuri, even though he's a silent character, I mean, he's sometimes talk in the cutscenes and in the mission briefing, but he's overall a silent protagonist done right. Because honestly, Yuri has a very intense background, which he is someone that you want to be on your side, but also you have to be careful from him because he's a very dangerous man. And you have the villain, Makarov. Makarov is a very dangerous villain, and oh my god, is he amazing. Okay, imagine you being a Russian and a very dangerous man and everyone fear— no wait, that's actually a normal Russian guy. But anyway, Makarov is amazing, probably one of the best villains in the whole series.
Let's do this.
And is that Ghost from Modern Warfare 2? Holy shit, this guy has acted Gaz from MW1, Ghost from Modern Warfare 2, and Wallcraft from MW3. That's two less loose ends. So that's it about the characters. They're pretty solid. The story overall is pretty good, I gotta say, because honestly, the first act and the second act, there's not much going on, but on the third act of the game explodes, and this is the most eventful Call of Duty game yet. Because you know, it's a finale and it's third game in a very good series until now. So the story of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is very good. The problem with Modern Warfare 3 does allow with its story. I'm gonna show you 2 different clips and you tell me which is which. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. You can decide. Only if you have played the game for a lot of hours, then you maybe can different the two. But other than that, it's pretty hard. The gameplay in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 doesn't offer anything new. In fact, I see it as I wouldn't say a downgrade, but it's more boring than Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and for a lot of reasons. You do pretty much everything you have done in the past, so it's pretty boring usually.
Copy that. Ultra 2-2.
And the game doesn't pick itself up even on the last act of the game, and I find myself looking forward to the game ending. That's not a sign you want to have in your game. It reminds me of SO 2 and SO 3. SO 2 was, I think, the main shit where it did everything new almost, and it was a solid movie. But SO 3 did the story very excellently, but forget about the traps and stuff, so it's just story. And I feel like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 did the same thing. Now into the gameplay. The gameplay and the combat is pretty boring. At this point, come on, you gotta do something new, because this is the most boring Call of Duty yet. Maybe after Call of Duty 2, this one is the most boring. And holy shit, does it sucks in the first act and the second act. And the first act especially, because this is Modern Warfare 2. Why did they needed to make a new Call of Duty while they clearly didn't have enough creativity to do another Call of Duty? So that's a very dumb way to go with your game.
Birds! Look, Mommy, there's birds! That's your daughter. You know she gets that from you.
Now, technically speaking, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, on the graphics side, it looks mid, I guess, because on one hand, it does look like this, and on the other hand, it just looks like every other Call of Duty game. It looks like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on steroids. It's slightly better than Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which is not very good because it's 2 years apart from each other. And don't get me wrong, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 looks amazing still, but I feel like they could have done more things on the graphics in this one. But sometimes the game does look good, and sometimes it does not.
Frag out! Clear, head down.
As for the animation, it's pretty much Call of Duty. Like, it isn't the best in terms of animation, so I stopped caring about the animation in this one. Now into the AI. It sucks for a whole lot of reasons. Like, trust me, Joe Biden is more intelligent than the enemies. I mean, even Donald Trump is more intelligent. No, wait, he's actually smart. I guess it has something to do with the 7th generation consoles, and yeah, I think that's true because they improved the AI in the late games, so the AI is not good. I hadn't had any technical issues with this game especially. It runs pretty much in a clean way, and it didn't have any saving issues like Black Ops 1 had. It runs smoothly, and the soundtrack was very amazing, especially the main theme. Like, take a listen, come on.
My torque feels okay. Tail rotor effective. Hydraulics holding. Collective and pitch set. Fuel 70%.
So let me give you a quick summary about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 campaign. The campaign itself doesn't do anything bad, doesn't do anything stupid, but it just, at this point into the series, it's very much more of the same, and I can see clearly why people hated this game when it came out. I mean, they didn't hate it, but they didn't like it as its predecessor. It's clear that the game really didn't care much about being innovative and create more things. It just says, no, this is World War 3. This is a direct sequel after Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Just go, take the game, take the new story, and play. Which I have a mixed feelings about, but that's it about the campaign. It's boring campaign with tons of things that you have done in the past, but it offers a very good story and a very good characters. Only thing is that I want to say, yeah, I was disappointed in Modern Warfare 3. I wanted more from the campaign, and it didn't give me what I wanted. So that's it about the campaign.
Mission complete. All Eagles accounted for.
Roger, Metal 01. Missile strikes confirmed on multiple Russian hard targets in your AO. All primary threats neutralized. Good work, team. That's one for the books.
When Modern Warfare 2 came out, it was revolutionary. The maps were good, the guns were okay, the sniping was fun, but I forgot something was so important. Balance! Modern Warfare 3 bring balance to the already very good multiplayer of Modern Warfare 2, even though I don't like it that much. Fuck. fuck man, I gotta stop shitting on Modern Warfare 2 because people like it and I'm a small channel. So anyway, you have to pick something special for your gun, like reducing the recoil or bring double attachment to the gun, and you get to have 3 types of streaks, which is very weird to me because okay, nobody gonna use all of that, but anyway, I think it adds some variety even though it's needless. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna talk about the multiplayer a lot because I didn't play it that much. I remember playing it back in the day and I liked it and I still like it. It's really Modern Warfare 2 but more balanced, so that's all I need. And the problem being now that it has a lot of hackers. I mean, all the older cuts has some hackers, but especially Modern Warfare 3 for some reason, like there isn't a lobby where there isn't a hacker, so that's really destroyed my experience. As well as the ping, like come on, sometimes when I throw a grenade it takes like half a second for it to be thrown, so that's why I have stopped playing the multiplayer. But the multiplayer overall is a very fun experience which lasted for me some years back in the day. I wouldn't say years, it's probably months, but it was fun, it was enjoyable, and it adds a lot to Modern Warfare 2, even though it doesn't need to be a whole new entry, but the multiplayer was fun. With a boring campaign and an almost excellent multiplayer, now it's up to the Spec Ops to either make it or break it. And it did make it. The Spec Ops in this one divided into 3 different modes: missions, survival, and chaos. As for the chaos, I can't play it because it's a downloadable expansion pack and I can't download anything because I think the Steam shut down Modern Warfare 3 store page, so I couldn't do anything about the chaos. As for the missions, actually the Spec Ops in this one, I think it's the best Spec Ops we have got thus far, I think. And it's very fluid and very impactful, and it's way more diverse than Modern Warfare 2 Spec Ops, which was okay by the way. But the mission can differ from collecting intel to eliminating targets to stealth missions to juggernaut missions. You have everything, and trust me, it's very fun. I hadn't had this much of fun in either the campaign or the multiplayer, but the Spec Ops is everything you want in a third mode. So make yourself a favor and play Modern Warfare 3 Spec Ops. Trust me, you won't regret any minute of it. Do you like zombies? Hope zombies with human being. Modern Warfare 3 survival mode did just that, and trust me, it's very fun. I've always liked zombies and I was wondering how would zombies be like with human, and it turns out pretty well. It's pretty simple game mode, like you can buy weapons, you can upgrade them, you can buy equipment, sentry gun, body armor, and you will go in waves of enemies and you will survive as much as you can, and that's it. So that has been it. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is a very special entry in the series, which has an amazing multiplayer which bring balance to the already very good multiplayer of Modern Warfare 2, with a very good Spec Ops missions which are very diverse and short and fun and build up upon the original Modern Warfare 2 Spec Ops and don't contradict the story, and a very fun survival mode which you can have fun with your friends or by yourself. And this is sad to say, but with a boring campaign, even though it has all the checks for being a good campaign, like having a good soundtrack, having a good story, but unfortunately the gameplay aspect, it didn't do anything new. That's why the campaign was very boring. But other than that has been it for Modern Warfare 3. Make sure to check my other videos, and thank you for watching. Take care.
Thank you.